I'm Marco Flores Jr.
And I'm Karwin Walker.
And we're here to introduce Good Friday 11 for you guys, which is pretty important, pretty special, for one big reason.
The reason what makes Good Friday 11 so damn special and so important is that we were able to have our actors come in this time around and talk.
What this does, too, is it segues a new version of Good Friday, which is more show-centric. So a little behind the scenes, a little bit of info, and a little teaser of what's coming next.
Stay tuned.
So this is the first time you guys have all done this with us, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And first time we've had you guys all in a room for a while, and then Jack here. You know what? Let's do this. You guys introduce yourself. So we'll go. Adam, you start.
Okay.
And name and person you play in the thing. And
My name is Adam Armstrong, and I play David in the series.
Hey, I'm Sean Holt, and I play Ellis, right? That's his name?
Nice. You can tell where this
No,
is
I am Ellis. One of these. Yeah, one of them.
I'm Zak Strauss. I play Kirby, not the pink puffball, but I'm one of the zeros, so yeah.
I'm Jack Sanders, and Pete Murdoch.
Correct.
Yeah.
Who's Pete again?
Pete is he's an asshole for a while, I think. I don't know
Which
yet.
it makes sense. Thank you guys for picking me.
Yeah. It's kind of like, hey, we need somebody to play a dick. Adam, you know anybody? And Adam's like, yes,
I got this one.
Yeah.
Down.
And so let's go back to the beginnings of all this, right? So let's go back, if you guys can. Do you guys remember when you guys came in to first read?
Yeah,
For
of course.
Yeah.
We were there like the same. Like I ran into this guy, and I thought he was
Yeah, we
going
were
out
at
for
the
the.
same
I
audition.
thought he was going out for the same part as me.
Yeah.
I was like, okay. I was like sizing up the competition. Like,
You're like, I got this.
and there were like no other sides out there, and he actually
I
gave
grabbed
me
the
a
one
side.
copy of the
Yeah.
script that there was.
that wasn't stolen.
And I just about stole it, and then Zach was like, "Hey, can
He was nice enough to share it with
help
me.
a brother out because Zach is black. If you
I didn't
can't
know.
tell from
He's got the whole Obama thing going on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so how did you guys feel coming in? What about you, Adam? How did you...
Oh, I remember. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I remember...
Yeah. I had my big-ass plastic Green Lantern ring on.
Yes.
I was excited.
Yeah. That was awesome.
I felt odd because it was like this giant table in this conference
Yeah,
room,
the
and
Bruce
so it wasn't
Wayne
like
room.
a normal, here's like a desk, here's a camera, here's your guys. Like it was, here's, Bruce Wayne's corporate office
Yeah.
with nobody in it.
Welcome to Intimidation.
Exactly,
Yeah.
so. But yeah, as soon as I read it just once, it was like, pff, this character's so similar to,
Yeah.
my normal sarcastic fanboy side anyway,
Yeah.
so it fits.
Nice. What did you guys... That was when we started off with Sophie's.
Yes, Sophie's.
And how did you guys feel when first reading that? Because that was the first time I think that's what we used to pitch to you guys, right? And then we kind of elaborated on the story and what it was eventually going to be.
Yeah.
How did you guys feel about what you were reading at the time?
I thought it was pretty far out. It's my sense of like sick humor.
Yeah.
I'm a sick man.
I've got issues.
I need lots and lots of help. So
Yeah.
anyway, so I read I read it and I was like, yeah, I could get into this. I was pretty excited about it.
Yeah,
pretty-
I was actually pretty traumatized by the script the first time I read it, and I was like, oh my god.
There's heart there, trust me. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was pretty awesome. I remember just like compared to a lot of the stuff I go out for, it's just pretty cliche, and I like that this was kind of trying to be different.
Yeah.
So, and we still is, obviously.
Oh yeah. It's going to be.
Very. It's very different. What you, Adam?
I was pretty excited about the connection between the characters, like the main three, like the kind of brotherly, like Three Stooges, like I could smack you around, but nobody else can smack you around but me, like, and I didn't realize how many layers this project was going to have to it. We
Yeah.
did the first one, and after the first one, it was like, that was a nice little, like, haha, a pilot in the bank, and
Yeah.
then before you know it, it's like, oh, there's
We were, like,
there's so much
elaborating
more here,
characters
there's so much more here, like, there's actually, villains and stories and different locations we're moving around, like,
Yeah.
there's actually a lot going on, and it fits, it's like a nice humble beginning, even though there's a lot of like dirty jokes and some fucking
Yeah.
somebody got shot and all this other bullshit. Like
Like,
Spoiler alert.
it's all right, it's all right, it's all right.
Dinner for schmooze.
Yeah. So, Jack, had you heard anything from Adam about it? At the time?
Yeah. He was ranting and raving, and he came in and like,
He lost his mind.
That's what it is.
like,
madness has overcome me.
Just ripping
Going
script
on all
Started
risky
eating pillows whenever I ran in.
he was spending about an hour and a half more in the bathroom than he usually did, just thinking about this project.
Is he still ranting and raving? or-
Please
If it
take
got
that
really
however
quiet,
you want to.
If there was like him in there with heavy breath going on.
Yeah, that's up for interpretation.
Yeah, there's a different kind of ranting and raving happening.
Yeah, and then I saw what you guys did after you shot it, and
Yeah.
pretty gnarls Barkley.
Yeah, shooting it was. If I can go on the record.
Well, you were experimenting.
It, no, it wasn't. It wasn't. It didn't feel like anything we were doing. And me and Karwin had talked about that. It had to feel like it was ours. You know what I mean? So like when we did downloading, I thought that presentation represented everybody a little bit better.
Yeah,
Like, it
because
was-
I liked the aesthetic of it when it came out. Like,
Yeah.
you know.
It fit the characters, and it was. Without pissing anybody off who might end up listening to this, it was entrusting somebody with the visual style who guys didn't get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, I remember, I think, like, one of the coolest things he filmed was, like, the thing with Brock in it that we weren't even in, the interview you guys
Yeah.
did.
Yeah,
That
it's
was- I thought- I
incredibly
really liked
basic.
that. I really liked
Yeah.
how that, I think that, like, was probably with this project, one of the coolest things you did,
Yeah.
for sure.
And when we got into downloading, you know, and that was just one of the things, like the Sophie's Choice thing it was hard to watch. It was a learning curve, though, because you guys were so great. That was the first time we ever had you three
Together.
meet up, yeah.
Yeah.
And,
And you guys played off each other so well. It was.
yeah, it was more on, like, it was supposed to be a screen test. I just wish it probably, like, looked better, but that's dumb compared to the reality
Well,
was.
it was early on.
Yeah, and I think it was more of a matter of making sure the characters were right.
Yeah.
Because Karwin, we were in a dead 3 with you guys, or we didn't know. Like, you were telling me like your ideas of who could be what. Because I know some of you guys came in and we had you read for I think 2 roles at a time, or
I think I just read for Kirby. I think you read for, like,
You know what? I actually showed up and read for Kirby.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So
and
you
then-
did read for Kirby.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
bastard.
Yeah. I was, and then they, they saw through my,
your guys.
my guise of normalcy. Like, oh, this is Ellis.
Yeah.
So.
There's an Ellis underneath it.
Yeah, Karwin. I told Karwin we went through like a weekend I think of just debating and going back and forth, and then eventually I told Karwin, I go, dude, I don't know. And
Like
that's-
we knew Adam was David.
yeah, that was.
that was-
I think
that
that
was
was
there.
that was solid. That was done, and then.
And
that was-
then I guess I just keep thinking about like looking over what Shauna did, and there was something else there. It was, I guess,
I didn't wear any
the other-
pants to my auditions.
That's what you saw.
That might have
Karwin.
been it. But it was weird. It was just knowing that like there was this, I don't want to say mysterious, but there was something else to it that made me want to go like, what if we had Sean for Ellis? Because
Right.
it was like trying to put together a puzzle
With the simplest pieces.
Yeah.
It was because the thing we had eventually elaborated on was Ellis might seem kind of like the dumb, the idiot savant, I guess, in a weird way. But there's a lot more to his character. He's just not mentally mature yet. You know what I mean? He's got David looking after him and Kirby kind of being the supportive end of him. So it was like, well, for right now on script, he just seems like the dumb, like, oh, I was in an accident. You know what I mean? And
That's
so,
what you saw in
That's
him.
how.
yeah. But the reality is, like, he had, in that situation, that was the thing about the dirty jokes in it, and, like, the sick comedy was, like, it was
It came
supposed to
from
be
an-
multi-tiered.
that
Like,
and-
he made sure she was okay to the point where he was willing to, like, put her in the car.
Right.
You know what I mean? Take her to safety. But the only place he knows that's safe is, like,
His
David's
trunk.
apartment. Yeah. It's the trunk and on top of David's violin kind of thing. And that was actually pretty interesting. Although I wasn't happy with the look of it, I was really happy with the performances out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think like everything you've done, you just been you're slowly just fine tuning everything, and
Yeah.
you know, obviously, it's still the next stuff we do. Obviously, is gonna look you know, completely different from probably the stuff we've
Yeah.
done before. But it was a process, I think, for like everyone involved, and it was, you know, definitely good experiences doing all that stuff just to
Yeah.
kind of nail out everything, you know.
Now, from there, how did you guys feel from us going to that into the pilot? You know, how did that?
Well, it was a drive to film the pilot.
Yeah,
we got
yeah.
lost.
Okay.
The exit going out to the Riverside house
Yeah,
Van
that
Buren's
was tough.
appears and disappears, and sometimes
My
it's
poor dilapidated truck.
it's
That thing
sometimes
was
Yeah.
like, you know,
30
I gotta give
two
you guys.
wheels and
You guys made
no
it out,
tailgate.
and everyone was
No
a trooper.
door.
And
Jack was spared that drive. You're
I
lucky,
was.
friend.
Yes.
I was somewhere else eating
Yes.
nachos.
just
Not
watching
being-
TV.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Did
it
I-
was. I enjoyed filming the pilot more than the original. Than the original spot. Like the original spot was fun because it was just like, oh, I get to meet you guys, and oh, by the
Right.
way, in 10 minutes you're basically my brothers. Nice to meet you. Like that was fun. But you know, like there was actually a house to be in. There was actually. Like,
Yeah, you
he
have a
had
really nice
parents,
house,
you know,
man.
like there was more characters, like
Yeah.
there was actually
Yeah,
like a
exactly.
real world feel to it. It wasn't,
Right.
you know,
Like
just
stuff
like
to
we're
play
on a
around
stage
with.
and yeah, we're messing around.
Yeah.
No, like I remember the first time I went there, and we were like, "Oh, is there gonna be food?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then
It's
there was like a
Mouse.
big ass turkey dinner. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is
Yeah.
going on
Yeah.
right
No,
now?
I mean,
That was the best thing
you guys were. I mean, you guys were making the trek out. I mean,
No, it was
had to
good. And
go
I was
all
like,
the
this
way
is
out.
really weird. Is there like a big oven somewhere?
Oh,
is there like a
yeah.
surprise? Like, guess what? It's poisoned.
We brought you all the way out here to die.
Yeah. So like, the pilot. I think was the moment when I was I was content with the chemistry. Everyone kept saying like, oh, you got 3 friends. It's got to be like Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, I guess.
We
but
went
there's-
against that
We
completely.
I didn't. Every time somebody said that, it just kind of kept putting defenses up. Where it was like, I don't think it's everything but Sunny.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like these guys aren't losers. They just haven't been given an opportunity yet. You know what I mean? And that's the difference. Like in Sunny, they always have opportunities. Like
And it's just knowing that those characters are their own downfall.
yeah, like these
We were
guys.
talking about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, right?
Yeah,
We're talking about Sunny and
For the
Cher's
for the
television.
millions of viewers out there,
Yeah.
AKA
Sunny
you.
is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia,
Yeah.
which we've kind of sort of.
It's abbreviated as Sunny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It has a darker sense of humor, so
Yeah.
we're kind of.
We'd
Which
say
I-
we call it Philadelphia, except you don't want to confuse it with
with
Tom
the
Hanks
Yeah.
movie,
AIDS movie.
which was hilarious.
I have actually my current headshots are outside the facade where they filmed like Patty's Pub. Like some of my current headshots, like
Yeah.
the background is Patty's Pub. Like
Oh,
I
nice.
shoot my headshots there.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
right in LA. It's just pretty cool.
Yeah, I didn't know they shoot out here.
Yeah.
Until I saw like an interview with them, which was jarring because I thought they only shot in Philly.
No.
No, like
Yeah.
the pub. Yeah,
Really?
the outside is
So
right
just
there.
fake it.
Yeah, they just shoot.
I don't
the
know. I don't think the
exteriors,
interior is the pub bar, but the outside is in LA for sure.
Nice.
It's cool.
Yeah. So when we did that, I think we eventually found our own, and we took it to Leslie Bates, this woman who's a producer and she owns a production company. She's one of our professors and stuff. So we fine-tuned it, and she's like, you know, and everyone agreed the performances were great. We showed people like rough edits of it, like not even mixed, just edits, you know, and then going on and explaining like, okay, this is Matt Parker in the beginning, and you know, he leads us into like the Pete Murdoch character, and he, you know, this is what does what, and this is where these stories go where, and everyone finally got it because we pitched it to people, and they were like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean it's good that you're like able to get that across because that was certainly ultra low budget. We had the only extra was my dad.
Yeah, and we made that
Like we
work.
couldn't get anyone out. Like,
We even made
you
that
did a
work
good job. Like
script-wise.
yeah, like 'cause it was pretty like to be able to get what you wanted across with only the one extra.
Yeah, and the fact that it was like Ellis meeting his
Yeah.
like, you know, his other half was that man going like, all right. Throwing a chip in his mouth and like,
And walked away.
Yeah, because we
walking away.
filmed like the first and the second part on like 2 separate occasions, and I think the second part especially when there was like a little more kind of action to it, and
Yeah.
things like that in the window and shit.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
think that
I just that was the thing. I don't know I don't know if we ever got your guys' thoughts on the pilot and like what you guys thought of it. Because there's even like a final version that,
I know you like combine them or whatever.
yeah. So now it's like one cohesive pilot. So it's actually the Matt Parker thing is what he's watching on the screen. So that leads us into the pilot,
Oh, nice.
and that's the one that we're eventually going to go in and actually be doing something really special with a newer version of that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's not on the internet anymore, right? It just
No.
No.
take it down.
No, it's been gone for.
What's that? You got to show him BitTorrent. Like, No.
On iTunes for 3 weeks?
Yeah, you got it for free. I had to pay for all this crap. Yeah, so we found a way to get around the internet, but we'll explain that to you guys off the recording.
Sorry, sorry everybody.
Yeah.
You recorded the entire
moving
MS Paint. It's all on. It's all on Microsoft Word.
I'm actually kind of curious. Jack, silly question going to be thrown your way, but did you get a chance to watch Dinner for Schmooze?
Do what?
That was the pilot.
episode.
It was the pilot. That's what it was
It's
called.
called Dinner for
Well, no, I think I saw that one. If I did, I was probably intoxicated. But the one that I remember was the first thing you guys filmed where one of you guys got shot.
That was Sean.
No,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
so that was it.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it.
Yes.
Forget everything I just said.
Wait, no,
He
no,
doesn't
no,
even count.
David Adam got shot in the.
The
There's
one-
two
Everybody
people.
gets
No,
shot.
he had
I didn't
blood.
show.
He had blood
Just
on
so
his
we're
shirt.
clear, everybody
Yeah,
died.
that's
You
what might
got
be
shot.
confusing. Is it's
So everyone dies in the first episode.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let
That's
that
what
one.
We
was
work
there, right?
backwards.
Yeah.
This whole
Both
show
of
is
them.
It's like,
Tarantino.
yeah.
But yes, I did.
Wow.
I did. Why do you?
Like, what was your reaction towards it? I just want to just hear it. I mean,
because we had a meeting with you about the art. I think even before we did that pilot.
Yeah, I remember like way early on, like you came with.
It touched me inappropriately.
oh, did it?
On a special level.
If I grabbed a doll, could you show me where?
Indeed, and it would be.
It's a doll.
in-
Jack.
I'd be delighted
I'm
to.
gonna flick the lights and we're gonna do this.
I got some champagne. I'm turning off these lights and you show me where this doll touched you.
We're gonna do the Sandusky Shuffle.
Oh my god.
I
Jesus.
think I knew how serious you guys were when you were pretty much willing to kill off like a main character.
Yeah, to put him in harm's way immediately.
Yeah. That's how you know where this
Yeah.
can go.
And that's kind of cool because that little dumb thing, it actually ends up what kind of launches the rest of the story off. Because then after that, Kirby becomes on his own with the guys, and that's where we wanted to really start. I think we had a pilot script that was like 30 pages. We were thinking like, how do we do this with no money? And then they're like, oh, that's right, we can.
Getting a prop gun and going in front of a grocery store.
Yeah, in the
Acting
middle
like
of
somebody
LA
got
somewhere.
shot.
Yeah, not happening. Not happening. So, yeah, that actually ended up doing something great. But after that, I think we had the meeting with you about the comic, right?
Yeah.
Because I think,
Jersey Devil.
yeah, most people don't realize is at the beginning of the pilot, you're working on some artwork.
Yes.
Is it like
That is-
Raging Wombat or?
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is
Hell yeah.
actually something we fully elaborated with Jack on. And he's the one, I don't know if you guys saw it, but it was like the CBZ, like the comic book cover.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, Jack's the one who did the art for
Oh,
it.
cool.
Nice man.
Thanks.
He's like, I spent 5 minutes on it.
Yeah,
pretty much.
I was taking a shit or whatever and I had to draw some stuff. And yeah, so from there, what were your thoughts? I think because we had approached you about potentially playing Pete Murdoch, I think pretty soon after that, right?
Yeah, that came out of left field.
Right.
But the comic book thing, I knew what was up when, and Adam is the co-conspirator on that. So
Right, yeah.
he's good to bounce ideas back, and you guys too, because this is your baby.
Yeah.
This is you need to support.
This is
it
my
too.
Madonna Africa
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah.
I stole it.
You were that baby. And,
I think the style does need to match like what the characters
Yeah.
can put out. So
Yeah.
that's something I think we brought up.
yeah,
more
because we are
recently.
definitely we're actually working on a Jersey Devil comic book because that's what we end up showing throughout the story. So Jack is actually doing the art for that. So we're
Nice,
collaborating
man.
on a ton of stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And then eventually we're going to be bringing you guys in to help us write
Sweet.
because
Cool, man. Yeah, for sure.
these scripts are going to be hefty.
That, and then it's like, you guys are those characters, so, I mean,
Yeah.
we want to make sure that you have
Like, I mean, I think
the
it's like
full
one of
say-so.
those things that could also be like almost like, improv at times, just kind of with interactions and things like that. It seems kind of one of those shows,
Because I feel like when we got into filming the second half of the pilot we had online for a while, like, when we filmed the second half, I felt we were in the zone at that point. Like, we were kind of throwing ideas out. We were getting through it a lot faster. For all those shots we did, I think we had a total of like 48 shots to get through. And we got through them ahead of schedule. So, like, that was actually pretty intense because I think there was some stuff we had to kind of refigure out, right? From script to, especially with, like, no guests showing up and, like, the one
Yeah.
guy.
I'll fix it
I
in
text
post.
them like,
I'm just gonna duplicate Agent Smith. This guy out.
Yeah, this is like 100 of 100 of Zach's dad. Just
Yeah.
it's like all these party girls look the
Eating
same.
broccoli
and cookies.
and cookies.
Yeah.
well, it would have been hard to get extras out there, dude. Fucking Riverside's far, like for extras to go. Like,
Yeah, it
for
is.
like a project that doesn't have like widespread recognition.
You
know,
could just
so
put
much
Yeah.
for like a free beer sign out in
Yeah.
front of your house
Yeah.
or something, and just
Free hat.
free hats. Just, watch everyone just come
Just-
strolling in.
Like one of the things we had a tough time with doing too, and I'm actually really glad you guys have stuck around for so long and been so patient, because there was parts of the story that we couldn't tell anybody. Especially we couldn't even tell you guys at one point. And I think we finally.
They were that awesome.
Well, it's yes, actually, because we've actually been able to, where we're recording this is in Tao Creative Studio. So Nick, who works here, who's the connection we have with this place, is the one we finally were able to pitch the full story to. Finally, like from beginning to end, like here's our pilot, and this is where it ends. And not to give anything away, but it eventually ends not on television, but where people pay for tickets to go sit in a screening room to watch a movie.
It's trying.
Alright.
Oh.
I'm talking about a movie theater. And
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, so
I understood that.
yeah, so surprise. And
Surprise.
so like yeah, that's actually what
We used to call them Nickelodeons in my day.
so we couldn't tell anybody because the fact that it almost got stolen from us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so we noticed that, and we sort of realized that people are playing coy with it, but they were stealing our scripts on the Sophie's Choice reading, and people were coming in to read for other stuff and also taking scripts. Women who came in to read for Maggie were stealing scripts from us.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
Who were
weird,
they
dude.
working for?
For
Yeah.
like something that like that's so weird. It's
That
not
you're
like,
not attached to and could legally get like...
yeah, and it's
yeah.
that's not like
That's
just trying to
scary
create like
too.
a
Is
fan
what
base.
that
It's
is.
not like
that that puts a
That's ridiculous.
pretty big fire under your ass. Like
Yeah.
you got to get your stuff done.
Yeah, and then
Well,
we
how
say
would you know
somebody
they're like
takes it, then
stealing
you're-
scripts and not
you're
just
shit
like,
out
or
of
like
luck.
was it like a full script or just like sides or like I mean like
They were.
It was... They had legitimately gotten stolen.
Wow.
Like, guys came
full
in...
on like the full scripts of things like
Yeah.
wow.
Like, we had some people come in to read for Sophie's Choice, and one guy walked out, I think, with like 2 copies of it. And I'm thinking, like, and then we would go outside to check every time someone would come out to read, And then slowly but surely,
Just need to have a
were dwindling.
bodyguard at the door.
Only were they
like,
taking
check
just the
your
sides,
bags
though? Like-
for a side.
I think for Sophie's, they were taking
There
full
were
scripts.
full scripts because it was about 4 or 5 pages.
Well, there's like one left by the time me and Zach.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because people usually like hold on to sides. Oh, so
and
you're
you guys
not,
weren't even
sometimes you're
close to
not
like the
take 'em,
last
but, I
group
mean,
that came in.
Yeah.
So,
Wow.
But you
that
think
was-
they're like trying to take like your ideas or like
yeah.
And you guys know who it was then, right? Yeah. Did you track him down? Did you get him?
I don't need to track them down.
Now, is that in any way connected to the laptop incident?
oh yeah, we
No.
that was
No,
mentioned on a
not at all.
past.
no.
Oh,
Unless.
wait, we talk about the laptop
Yeah, you did.
situation?
I remember on one of your
Oh
podcasts.
yeah, we
You
did.
did, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we did.
For some
You
of the,
accused me of stealing your laptop with our stuff on it.
I don't know,
You're
man.
like, did you steal it?
It might have been a crazy practical joke involving somebody breaking into my apartment.
Surprise, Karwin. I destroyed your life.
April Fool.
It just had to be my life, guys.
I'm just like in the shower one morning going like, what could I do that'd be hilarious?
I don't know, just destroy all the work.
Yeah.
Life.
$3,000 gone.
Man.
God.
Yeah.
Didn't you see, like, and the guy like called you right to like get your he asked you
Yes.
for your password?
He asked me for my password so he can install certain.
Windows on it.
Yes.
Yeah.
He called
Wow.
me 3 times.
That's a ballsy move. I'll give him that.
Dude.
We told Nick that, and then I think Nick said he was like, I know a bounty hunter, so if you ever, that was it. And
The
then-
dog.
Yeah. Go with Christ, bro. Then spare him with the bear mace or whatever. What were we talking about? The thing getting stolen?
No, the bear mace is like
people
$5
are
at Sports Chalet.
Yeah. People are stealing the
They
shit
do
out
sell
of your
those
Oh
scripts.
yeah,
and
people
that's-
stealing your scripts.
That's awful.
Well, I mean, it had a lot
you
of.
did the first shoot.
Yeah, that, and then there was some hefty material on there originally. because I had created like the short that we were going to do. I call Shotgun,
Yeah.
and there was like a FX test on
Yeah,
there.
we had full on visual effects.
Oh wow. Wow, just
and,
gone.
Yeah.
That blows.
It's not. It wasn't very fun. So then we started realizing, like, well, who can we really tell about this without giving too much away? And like me and Karwin were just thinking about the other day, like we're really thankful that you guys are still on board because of the fact that like we would not be able to.
We wouldn't do this without you guys.
No, and the reason why we've gotten so much traction with this is because of like the performance you guys have done and the artwork we've showed them, and all that stuff, and explaining the characters and all that like craziness.
We don't want anyone else.
No,
That's
yeah.
it.
So the fact that we have like full creative control is kind of cool, and this is pretty awesome that we have you guys here.
Still.
You know what I mean?
Thanks, man.
Group
Appreciate
hug.
that.
Alright.
We're doing
You
a
can get
group
down
hug.
off
You
your
can't
knee.
tell right
It's
now.
okay. It's alright.
We totally just hugged it out right now.
So like, because the story does expand into something a lot bigger, and we've pitched it as that, so everyone involved kind of knows that it's and you and Jack know.
Yeah.
I think I know. I think you guys hinted at it before.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
there was one meeting where we kind of broke it down, like what characters do what, and we kind of made the Avengers analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so with that said, is there anything you guys want to say about the process, or what you guys kind of hope would eventually become in the future?
Well, yeah, I'm hoping, you guys are really passionate about this, and that's really great. I can see, you guys are really, working hard to, get it together. And I can't wait to see it, end up on TV, end up in a theater, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
That's where I'm hoping it's headed.
I think as an actor, one thing that surprised me about the filming of this so far was that in between takes, all of us are, bullshit and laughing us up. Like sometimes it had been like 20 minutes or half an hour in between like a take and a take, and that's like ridiculous. Like I'm in the zone sometimes. Like I want to get this done, knock it out, let's do it. But then like it takes us two takes and we got it. Like, we still finish early and we're bullshitting like the majority of the time. Like and it still looks good. So like
Yeah.
all right,
What's the problem here?
yeah, exactly. There is
Yeah.
no problem.
Yeah.
And as far as
Yeah.
the actual story is concerned, I just want to see the end. Like, I don't care if it's on TV, I don't care if it's in a movie, I don't care if it's in some,
porn
homeless
theater?
guy's basement. Yeah, exactly. Homeless guy's
Care a
basement.
little about that.
Yeah,
I don't know about that one.
I hate all you
can-
guys. Yeah, I know.
I don't think we can
But
edit
yeah,
that
you know
out.
what I mean? Like, I feel like there is a connection between the way the three of these characters see movies and, the
And presenting that
evolution
idea.
of, today's society where everything is a comic book movie now.
Yeah.
Like, everything is, like,
Everyone's
something
got
that's
superpowers.
reproduced. Jesus, I can't talk today.
Man.
Reproduced everything. Everything is just a copy of something else, and it's irritating to me as, like, a viewer, and it's irritating to these characters, like David and Kirby, as viewers. Like, we can fix this. And that translates to us as us people right now, individuals, that we can fix this. And, like, this is a story I'd like to see, something I can relate to.
Nice. What do you, Zach?
Yeah, no, definitely. Just looking towards the future. And I think, as I mentioned in the video interview we did, the brief one, I'm still holding out. I'm hoping we can get that panel at Comic-Con, right?
Yeah.
Down the line.
Yeah, for sure.
That's the finale of it all.
Yes, that's
Comic-Con.
for sure. But yeah, definitely. I just,
Whether in real life.
What
Look at
was
him
the
looking all
question?
cool over there, risky business
I
like.
do. I do.
kind
The
of-
shades.
Thing.
Barely.
Is
Split
there?
room.
I'm sorry. I totally. The question just. There was.
Jack is
Yeah,
a
the
little-
shades are because he's asleep.
Yeah.
Oh, Jack.
I haven't had my. I wanted that coffee.
You can get
They're
it.
just kind of like
Yeah,
a
Question,
future,
Jack. What are you excited about? What do you
What am
what do
I
you think
excited
about
about?
this project? What's your views
falling
on
asleep.
the
Yes,
life
Aaron,
and
Anything-
the universe
I know
of
we
you?
can't really talk about.
At least not on. We'll tell you guys after.
Yeah,
we're
yeah,
done
where
recording.
it's going because we have discussed it, but it's really
Because
exciting.
we don't
to
know.
see. You know,
I'm making it up.
Oh, we do though.
Yeah,
Just
so
tell us
you
my
know,
coffee,
we
like, yeah,
don't
we're
really know
bullshitting
what
with it.
we're
We don't know.
talking about
We have
right now.
no idea
Yeah.
what the
I
story's
lied.
going.
We've lied this whole time to people.
yeah. Well, you guys have this great epic vision of where it will escalate,
Yeah.
and just the journey is what counts.
Yeah.
When it gets there,
Yeah.
it's.
Yeah.
We're just wake Jack up every couple of minutes, just have him say some deep ass shit.
I know. He's like the Liam Neeson of the group. He's just gonna throw in some like God analogy and go like, yeah,
Find
you're
you.
right.
I just think
I
we're all
will
just
kill you.
excited
Yeah.
to start filming again and doing,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah, that's
getting
the
into it.
thing.
So
Yeah. Well, I'm gearing to go.
Yeah.
I think the shorts that we have too are, oh man, they're so good. Like the shorts we have to come up to promote the series and where it's going. Like,
Oh, like I call shotgun and stuff.
Yes.
Like that.
yeah.
That one is pretty badass.
Did you see the effects?
I
chat
saw
thing?
the one snippet you showed.
Yes.
Like before it was all gone.
Yeah.
But I can make it again.
Yeah, dude, like,
that's the
no
thing.
lie. It was like Terminator-esque intro, like, you know, like metallic letters crashing down on each other and like an explosion, and it was awesome, dude. And we talked about the idea of it being like FPS presentation, where it's like Kirby's point of view, and
Created like a heads-on display for it
Yeah.
and everything.
so that's what we were testing with, and it was pretty awesome.
You guys were before we walked in here. You talking about connecting the characters in the comic book that they're creating to the characters in the actual.
Yeah, like the spiritual successors kind of thing.
Yeah, is that something you guys wanted to like go over? I got this paper. I'm ready to take these notes.
Yeah. So we're working on a Jersey Devil comic book, right? And so the idea is to parallel those characters in the comic book with the real guys. So, fuck. If I say who they're likened to, I don't think it gives too much away, right?
No.
Okay. Well, there's 4 primary characters in the Jersey Devil, right? The
Yes.
female detective, male detective, the Jersey Devil, and the Raging Wombat, which
Yes.
ties into the beginning of the pilot.
Yes.
I think you're totally the female detective, Sean.
I was hoping. I was very much hoping that would be the case.
Sean wanted to get his Chaz Bono on.
Yeah.
And,
He's a
Yes,
beautiful.
the
woman.
female detective loves beards and Rush t-shirts.
oh, God. I swear to God, Neil Peart's the best drummer alive. And,
Keep telling yourself that.
I keep saying it, but I don't believe it.
You guys heard Clockwork Angels yet? The new one?
No.
They got a new album out, man.
What?
Yeah.
Is Neil Peart still a badass?
I haven't heard it myself.
Oh.
I-
How can you tell me? Oh, dude, come on, man.
Yeah, I had to buy it.
That's like going like, hey, have you seen Chronicle? Like, yeah, I heard it's really good, man. Have you seen it? Nah, I haven't seen it.
That's
No, fuck that movie. I just wanted to know if you,
I don't like
if
that
you
kind of
saw
fucking
it.
start off
movie,
with a
man.
I just
completely
wanna know
wrong
if you saw
tone.
I'm just trying to make sure that you're on top of it.
Well, it's Rush. I mean, it can't be that
Actually,
bad.
I do.
No,
That's
yeah.
Unless it was,
another
like,
thing
vapor
talking about the
trails.
Jersey Devil. Though I do enjoy the fact that like I get the dual sides of the coin. Like I get to write and mess around with the Jersey Devil, and then I get to actually be on camera and do stuff with like the characters. Like
I think it's important too, and I think it's important to eventually segue you guys into writing on both ends of it too, especially for definite characters. And what I was gonna say is, everyone in the Jersey Devil has, a purpose, right? Inside of that comic book, that's what you're creating a comic book because you like the mythos of it and the justice concept of what that means, like right and wrong, right? So, Jack and Adam, if you guys want to go down what the characters are in the Jersey Devil comic book, like the names and the ideas
Well, I
you guys
get
have behind it.
without giving too much away. I guess there's the Jersey Devil. Obviously,
Yeah.
He's the Lone Ranger, the misunderstood monster.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of cryptozoology all up in it.
Right.
If I don't know if you guys know like the real story behind like the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
But it's like some monster baby born in the woods.
We'll tell you guys
Yeah,
that.
If you go
we'll-
out
we'll have
there
to-
in the moonlight at midnight, you can still see him gnawing the bones of.
we in Louisiana all of a sudden. We're down in the bayou.
That's how everyone talks in New Jersey.
That's
Apparently,
New
you guys
Jersey,
have
right?
never been there.
Yeah.
We're crawdads.
Yeah, we'll tell you the origins of the character off
Recording.
yeah, off the record. So, but just if you want to like the characters and the names
Yeah.
and
That's the
alter
main
egos kind of things.
hero, quote
Yeah.
unquote, is the Jersey Devil.
Yeah.
Then we have the Raging Wombat, who
which
is
is
his rival, I guess, really, technically.
Yeah, his Gary.
Yes.
He's the
Gary's loving this right
Not
now.
You guys might
his-
hate this guy, but he might be
his,
famous at the end.
Gary's got some like spy equipment. He's listening to us in the room upstairs, going,
Right.
"Oh!"
Those aren't
Yeah.
speakers; those are cameras.
The
He's behind these giant
Raging
doors.
Wombat's
He's just like-
motivations are still
glass cup
pretty
to them.
like ambiguous too. Like we still don't know if he's necessarily like a good guy or a bad guy.
Right.
He's just.
But we know that
Oh, he's like the
crazy.
green. He's like the Green Ranger.
Yeah. That's kind of.
He plays a knife flute, and his Megazord shows up.
Yeah, that's exactly. Let's see, the female and the male detective. I guess the male detectives are more of like the lieutenant or the captain of the local police department in Jersey.
He's the
where
skeptical one, and the female one who should totally be a lesbian.
Yeah,
that's just
she's
the way
a specialist called in, a paranormalist specialist
Yeah.
called in from New York, the big city, to help try to quench the rumors.
Because there were
of the
no
Jersey Devil.
cities in New Jersey. They don't know how they work.
It's not
Yeah.
true. It's
No
so
one
true.
knows about Jersey except we just know the name of that place. And Kevin Smith is
just-
from there.
Yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
it's
There
just
were some clerks that
unforested
lived there.
woods for unlogged.
It might as well be swampland, so maybe Ellis's
Okay, it's not
accent
too
is
far.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. There's some giant Cajun swamp in the shape of New Jersey.
That's where the Colonel actually lives, is Jersey. Right? Yeah, so all those characters, so like when you guys showed us those were pretty awesome. And the artwork is phenomenal. I know you even talked about going back and redoing some stuff.
Yes, some stuff. I think the first, because we sort of pumped out the first issue, which is like 15 pages, and
Just pumped out.
we just and they were there, and yeah.
That's the
they
creative
were pretty-
process.
Yeah,
That's what that sounds like.
we,
Sounds like watered down diarrhea.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, but now I got to figure out what kind of style. I definitely
Right.
wanted to stand out from the other stuff that
Yeah.
I do.
Gotcha.
So, and you mentioned, because you keep up. I'm thinking I've seen your likes on Facebook, but I have like
Yes.
4 followers on Tumblr for
Yes.
the thing that I'm doing right now.
Yes.
You brought up that you wanted to connect it somehow.
Eventually, like, even have some sort of, like, every comic book has, like, IDW always had that, even Spawn had that, those weird crossovers. Like, remember, I don't know if you guys remember, like, the Batman and Spawn crossover?
That is too much metal.
That was,
Yeah.
that was
So
awesome, right? And it's just kind of like one of those things where we just get to integrate stuff that's completely wholly original outside of that world and bring it back in. Because that's technically what we're doing with the entire story, is taking these things that are real things and not parroting them, but kind of drawing lines that are parallel to them. Like our weird universe version of a Batman or a fucking, a Thor or a Ninja Turtle or whatever.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
Or
Spider-Man.
Bat Thor turtles.
Yeah. like those other weird crossovers Marvel used to do where like Batman was Wolverine at the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, bullshit.
Well,
Okay.
just imagine all the kooky swag at Comic-Con you guys could have.
I
like
know, I
Jersey
can have a
Devil
Batman
mask,
Wolverine
Alice
mask.
mask.
Oh, you're talking about
Alice
that
mask.
stuff. There's all these like comic heroes.
I've
masks,
already
you just get to
got
have
like
Sean's
10 of
face.
those.
We'll have the Ellis Hawaiian shirt.
That's right.
There you
Oh,
go.
dude.
Perfect.
Yes.
I'm not wearing
Yes.
one today.
No.
Well, it's out of there now. Yeah, I'm wearing like 3 Hawaiian shirts.
I was gonna
today.
say they didn't need to know that right now.
I have some flannel that I can whip out if you
If
really want to
need
see color.
One question: What brought on the idea of like I'm gonna wear a Hawaiian shirt for Ellis?
I've told you before. There's something wrong with me. There's not a lot of things right.
See,
I like things that are
solidified this,
like
yeah.
bright colors. I like things that are soft.
Right.
I like the idea of wearing things that are brightly colored and soft. If you want to
Nice.
get deep with it, maybe it's like some sort of like subconscious like mating ritual, like I'm trying to attract.
You're like a peacock.
I'm like a peacock,
Yeah.
right? I'm trying to attract my other, some hot peacock ass. Maybe that's that's part of it. They're comfortable. If no one has ever worn a Hawaiian shirt, I recommend it because they're damn comfy. And there's no situation where you wouldn't want to wear one.
That's true.
Really.
What about a funeral though?
What if you were at a funeral in Hawaii?
There. You know what? Touche.
You ever been to a Hawaiian funeral? It's the happiest damn funeral. No one's sad in Hawaii.
Bonfires and stuffed pigs, ocean waves.
That's horrible. Margaritaville. Yeah. Anyways, I just had to ask because I was always just curious.
I hope you got the answer you were looking for.
No, yeah, completely. It was the answer kind of felt like just cause, and I'm like, okay, that works for me, right?
Just because funerals in Hawaii. That's
Yeah,
why
like,
he wears Hawaiian
Totally
shirts.
fine. I just said I
It
never had a
works.
problem with it. It just seemed like the perfect thing. Like even from Sophie's Choice on. It was
Yeah,
just
you know,
like,
I
wow.
felt it just feels right. It feels like Ellis. You know?
Yeah.
I strongly believe in bringing a lot of myself to things that I do. And,
Karwin just laughed.
I was just knowing that
He's having an intense
He's
conversation
shaking his
about
head.
the
He's like,
process
no.
here.
I know.
You're laughing.
We're doing
not-
our
no,
inside
no.
the actor studio thing.
I'm
here,
laughing
you're
at
over there
myself because
the Laugh
it was just
Factory.
knowing that like it was. I can't picture anyone
Yeah.
else. That was the thing. It was there.
That's it. Yeah.
He just couldn't get you out of his head, man.
Yeah.
Karwin
Yeah.
just called me at like 3 in the morning one time and he's like, I can't stop thinking about Sean right now. I was like, Karwin, I'm going to go back to sleep. And that was it. And I was like, fine, he's jealous.
I'll call again and we'll just leave a long voicemail.
To the point where like,
I've been thinking a lot about our relationship, Marco.
I just
I
kept
really
thinking
like-
about Sean.
I was in the shower and I thought I heard something. I don't know. I thought it might have been you.
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
But yeah,
I got a call from a restricted number. I don't know if it was you just playing games or something. Yeah. So, because when we went in to do the Jersey Devil, we started thinking, like, how do we really make it relate to the characters? So, we started making parallels, direct lines to who each character represents. And it was more along the lines, and the whole story arc is, Ellis is very much the wombat, which is just a creature that doesn't really have to be there, but is always there.
I love that description.
Yeah, it doesn't really have to be there, but no matter what, we'll always do what's necessary for what's right. And it's what's right to him. It's not necessarily in the eyes of the law. He doesn't have like the Batman thing. He's got more of like the Punisher, I guess, mentality is more on the lines of like what seems right at that moment.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's like if you run across a man who's putting a gun to a woman. Let's say that woman is the one who pointed the gun at him first, but the Punisher sees that man pointing the gun at the woman. He's going to shoot that man, right? So it's not necessarily totally rational. It just seems like that works for Ellis,
Yeah.
And so we started drawing parallels where the detective, what that detective definitely relates to Kirby, because that's very much, I think, where we'll find our characters when those lines are defined. It is important that each one of these people has a standing point in the group. Like, you're no longer just like some famous dude who's got no problems. Like, and we talked about this, like the fandom thing is a two-edged sword. People will love it. People, especially with the internet now, everyone will say what they want to about it. And those voices are heard for better or worse, because we got Transformers 2 and everyone wanted those robots in it, but nobody liked the movie. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
you pick and choose. Like everyone wanted Venom and Sandman and all this other crap, but nobody wanted that movie. So it becomes like what do fans really do? Fans depict what goes on and what else? So those are the parallels where evil is fans and depending on where you want to pick up the story, our zeros at some point are the evil forces that are going against Peter Murdoch and Matt Parker. You know what I mean? So. And David is obviously going to be the Jersey Devil end of the thing, because he's the creature created out of an accident, which was going to the grocery store in the first place. And you know what I mean? And which is perfect, because Kirby as a lieutenant is more of has to take up the reins. Like, you're going to have to eventually, Zach, be the front man of the whole operation.
All right.
Think about like if Woody Allen was Nick Fury.
I don't know why I did that.
What did you? What
I
Tim
don't
Allen?
think he was
That was
going
Tim
Tim
Allen.
Allen there.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I know
Like,
we'd like.
Tim Allen is Nick Fury.
I know when you're like talking
No,
like
he was
about
Buzz Lightyear.
illusions before, and we talked. He was more like in the Peter Parker mold kind of thing, like that.
Yeah. And so we have to kind of even come to define what potentially the detective might look like in a superhero role when things escalate between the Wombat and the Devil and whatever they're facing. You know what I mean? So it kind of becomes a series of escalation will mimic the things that are happening in real life and vice versa. So, and then there's, of course, the idea of Peter Murdoch kind of playing a wild card eventually, because we don't know where Peter Murdoch lies.
Eat Murdoch.
That's the only note he's written. It's the top of the page.
He wrote it really big. It takes up the entire paper.
He
It
wrote,
just says
he wrote
Pete
horizontally,
Murdoch.
so it's just the whole paper.
Wild card.
okay.
I am the wild
You've
card.
never seen Jack's notebook anyway. It's like 90% scribbles and doodles, and then like only 10% notes anyway.
It'll just say, like,
so this
milk
is
at the
exactly,
bottom of it.
This is the exactly.
I gotta go grocery shopping. I saw milk. Yeah, so we have to eventually try to define what he's gonna be. But especially even Maggie eventually is gonna end up having a role at some point, which is probably the female detective.
The lesbian. Nice.
Yes.
He's running that really big too, just lesbian. So his notes now say Peter Murdoch wildcard lesbian.
He goes both ways. And,
So Annie, if you're listening, you're like a lesbian now.
About that, guys.
I didn't say.
We're just gonna have to take that name out
I
in
didn't
post.
say
So.
it.
Yes.
I apologize. I did not know.
No, it's all right. You can keep it.
no, it's not about the sexual orientation part.
No, I know that. I guess it.
Well, Zach, I don't
Just
think.
stop here. Put
should
this
we
pillow
stop the
in front of your
podcast
face
now?
and try to breathe for the
I
next
apologize.
I will
Well,
lend you a foot if you want to stick it in your mouth.
well, we'll just tag her.
You're
in
doing
it
a good
anyway.
job.
I'm kidding.
Just tag her in it anyway.
Well, the thing is, throughout this whole long battle, you know.
oh yeah, there was. Yeah, I'll let you.
Well, are you sure? You can, okay.
Well, yeah, I'll let you do it.
Even though we were able to keep a majority of you guys, there was one that we.
And then there was one.
Oh.
There was one that we lost in this ordeal. That's why I'm just excited because there was no one else that I could
He's
see for
excited.
you guys.
No.
And
I think we have to talk about this outside the podcast. I'm guessing, right?
We'll just say this. When this started to really turn up earlier this year, we felt professionally it wasn't cool to do the total Twitter and Facebook thing, which to me I think ruins the mystery of what we're working on. You know, we've had more questions about what the full story is, which is good, which is the idea of a teaser poster and all the artwork getting a bunch of attention.
just knowing that we're keeping people interested.
Yeah, it's not. We don't want to give everything away. And you know, when we started making moves in the business end of stuff, and we were able to kind of realize, like, oh, we can get off YouTube. Cool. Like
That was the long-awaited reason
yeah,
why
it was.
we weren't shooting.
We were figuring out. Okay, so if we move forward, do we stick to YouTube, or we have this business opportunity that we could see through? And you know, it's kind of bad to tell stories out of school or whatever. Tales, stories, whatever.
I think they get the point.
Who cares? And to not tell anybody what we're doing. And so a lot of it was business oriented, and we just felt it wasn't kind of cool to overface. Hey, this guy with a bunch of money is wanting to, because we're fucking cool. And I just felt that was weird. I just feel that's weird. I feel it's kind of odd. It's very unprofessional. So
I just like your businessman voice. Hey man, we're getting
it sounds like a surfer, right?
Yeah, we're getting.
Hey, bro. Yeah, I don't know why that's my business guy. I gotta work on that. And so like, we kept kind of mum about it. I think we kept you guys in the loop the most, just keeping you updated as much as we could with what we were doing. And then the minute, like a week before, we could kind of finally announce it, like, hey, we're actually developing for like Beyond the Internet. Is when.
Yeah, I got the call. And, we talked about it. Hopefully someday soon we'll have her for something else, but
Yeah. She said she wanted to work with us on other stuff.
but right now that wasn't me.
We love you, Annie.
Yeah.
No.
Karwin's he's just raging.
I
inside.
have no
I'm
idea
not
what's
raging.
going on right now. So
No, what happened is she wanted to eventually move on, which is totally cool. It's nothing personal. It's just a matter of who was patient enough, and it's understandable. Like we kind of sat down and realized like it's been a while, and these things are gonna happen. But the fact that we had everyone else still involved.
Well, I mean, that also presents a new opportunity to like
take it somewhere else.
Yeah,
like
that's
it
what we
never
want.
hurts to have like a fresh start.
Yeah.
Like,
And I don't mind that at all, especially with having everyone's input, and especially finally having the vibe with you guys.
yeah.
Because now we can have you three come in and really read, and then have Jack
Yeah.
there to kind of look at like, well, how would this character interact inside of the comic book world to relate to the other character in the comic book? Like, how are we going to do all these things to parallel, to tell stories that are subtext through the comic book and keep that subtext relevant through the actual show?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So with all good news, there's something that
There's a dark cloud in the corner somewhere, but it's all right.
you can thank Zach for bringing it up.
My bad. I didn't know what was going on.
So about that funeral in Hawaii.
Yeah,
Are they as happy?
It's a hell of a lot more fun.
And on that note,
Yeah.
And
But
now let's
things
move
are-
on to politics.
yeah. Let's talk about religion for a little bit.
I don't have one, so you go ahead and fill in that.
I don't believe in nobody. And, so yeah, that's the course we've charted, and like I said before, Karwin and I are just excited that you guys are involved still. And
That's
the reason
why
why you guys are involved is because, you know, we've gotten this far because of the performances you guys did. And
Thank you, man.
Those are the ones that we want to keep.
yeah, that's what everyone.
So our next step from here is what?
Our next step from here is looking into developing. I'll say this. It's looking into developing for television.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Nick, we are building funding right now for a pilot. That is the pilot that we originally envisioned.
Yeah.
Is that scene still happening with Pete Murdoch and the? Okay, cool. Because that is a really well written scene. I'd
Yes.
just like to say.
So all these things are known with Nick and stuff, and he's helping us get the funding together. So that's where we're moving from here on out.
Nice. All
So
right.
we topped Google, and then we were like, F you, internet. So I don't know if that's good or not, but I guess that's good because if you Google us, we're the only things that come up.
Sweet.
So,
well, no one else has your brand name, so
Yeah,
that's
I know.
good. That's the best thing.
That's good.
right? And out of the two words comic book, we're the first thing that pops up.
Yeah, totally.
Really? If you search comic book zeros?
Like one of the suggestions they give you is
Really?
comic book zeros. Yeah.
Really?
Dude.
If you type in CBZ Films or YouTube, page
Because I thought
pops
we
up
just saying you
first.
search comic book zeros were number one. I'm like, well, that's good. I'd hope that you guys would be, you know.
Well, because you know what, we didn't know this. You have to pay into that to be number one, and
Oh,
we
really?
didn't. So we used like
We went the other route.
yeah.
Conquered the internet.
Yeah, the only,
We've done it.
the only other thing I've like seen for what that phrase is like some review of like Mystery Men or something
Yeah,
like that.
which is kind of ironically
Turns out-
cool.
Yeah.
Turns out
I'm
that
okay
was a,
with that.
that was
I'm
a
okay
pretty
with that.
badass movie. I remember.
Turns
Yeah.
out nobody talks about comic books on the internet.
Yeah, it's just all porn and poop movies.
And together.
Yeah.
Speaking
On the
of which,
record, I've
saw
never seen a
Jackass
poop
3D.
movie. What?
It
Oh,
was,
how was
there was
that?
a whole lot of dicks and poop
Oh,
flying
Yeah,
all over the
yeah.
place.
I'll trade poop for Pete.
Oh,
I don't
that's
care.
what you mean by poop movies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that in the part that was recorded before we got in here?
No, you're talking about. You're just like oh, the internet's all porn and poop movies.
Well, yeah, that was
What's a
the phenomenon known
Poop
as.
Oh, so
Poop
it's a
movie?
Jackass 3D qualifies
Exactly.
as a poop movie.
Well, no,
Dicks
there's
and
a
poop.
Can we get-
the two girls one cup thing is also a poop movie.
Okay.
Can we like not?
Can we
talk
put like
about-
Rock of Ages up there as like
Like-
poop movie?
Zach, did you
Sorry.
Can
see
we not
it?
talk about like flying?
That's
fish?
another movie I'm gonna talk
Well,
about.
Aren't you guys glad that
Squirm.
we're not on a medium? We don't have to be forced on a medium that like is only saying like you're only viewing competition as like a baby laugh, some chick eating her own turd.
Yeah.
Like these are things we don't have to compete with anymore. That get like
That's
millions
great,
of views.
yeah.
That or the sneezing panda.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the monkey drinking his own piss.
Now we're gonna be a big hit on Telemundo. So,
It's totally yeah, I know.
Los Comic Book Zero.
We just have to have the pilot run out, and every couple of seconds we just keep dropping frames in of a guy eating his own poop.
Oh man.
Totally fine.
It'd be a real like David Lynch surrealist sort of.
Yeah,
thing.
just
That'd
give
be
you this
great.
weird feeling without really knowing what you've just seen. Right? It's like Fight Club.
It's called subtext.
Yeah, it's called
Subtext.
subtext.
That's the definition of subtext.
Ah, shit.
sweet.
Cool. Gangster.
That's pretty heavy, man.
Feeling it.
Cool.
And
So
don't forget to stalk all of us on Facebook if you want.
yeah.
Especially all you ladies out there.
All you ladies.
Except me because I live in a cave.
And he doesn't have
Oh,
Facebook.
yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't like seen any of your updates on
and
Facebook.
brush
He has
t-shirts.
like no idea
Softness. You're on Friendster though, right?
Yes. on my on my like Apple II. Screen
Yeah.
like this and then
Right.
and
Or just do this. Just look for Sean's
Band.
IMDb thing. Yeah,
Oh.
with your band, dude. Come on.
Oh yeah, I'm in a band called Fox Wedding.
Nice.
We're not very good.
Good promotion. Yes. Wow.
it's
Yes.
I hope you treat all other aspects of your life so thoroughly.
I got this show that's being developed for television. It's not very good.
Oh no, you guys should watch Comic Book Zeros. I'm just saying that if
Don't listen to
there-
my band.
I don't
if
know
you go to our website with the one YouTube, if you go to our Facebook page with our one YouTube video of our one performance on it, you're
Oh, I
probably
watched
going
it.
to be.
Is there still anything up? Did you like take it all down?
On
Like
YouTube?
well, is it on the website even? I don't even know if there's anything. Is there shorts there? Or I don't even know. I thought you
Yeah.
took everything down.
If you go to comicbookzeros.com and to the right, there's it says exclusives on there.
Oh,
And if you click on CBZ Origins, it actually shows you and we even put a little synopsis
Oh.
of
you gotta look for it. Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah.
We just did that because we wanted to keep it up there because people like watching them, And it's just a matter of we want to keep them up there, but kind of keep everything wrangled in for right now, so we can kind of stay on top of it.
So everything's viewable except for the pilot.
Yeah, pilot is
No, that makes sense.
yeah, and that
Alright.
pilot we were shooting just to get to this point to show funders and people who believed in us.
And now we're
Well, let's do
now
it.
we have the faith.
Let's go film right now. What are
Let's do it.
what are we
Think
waiting
so.
for?
What are you waiting for?
Let's go film the whole movie right now.
Suspense.
Nice. All right, guys. Well, thank you for sitting in with us.
Thank you
And,
guys
yeah.
again
Yeah, it was
for
fun.
still being in for this.
Yeah. So you guys want to sign off? Give your name.
Yeah,
and
sure, man.
Any sort of plugs you guys want
This
to do?
is Adam Armstrong as David.
This is Sean Holt, and I'm Ellis.
Zak Strauss as Kirby.
Jack Sanders and Pete Murdoch.
Wild card lesbian.
Too perfect.
Co-creator as well as co-writer Karwin Walker. And yourself?
Co-creator, co-writer, and Mexican Avenger himself, sir.
No!
Marco Flores
And,
Jr.
and you said plug, yeah?
Yeah, do you guys want to throw anything in there, like
plug
Fox Wedding
ready.
or
Check out
Cloudpenis.fart?
MrFez.tumblr.com.
Say that one more time.
MrFez.tumblr.com.
A little louder this time?
Oh, I mean mr.fez.tumblr.com.
Yeah.
Sean?
Yeah, I guess you can go listen to Fox Wedding if you want.
All right, guys. Thank you for being here.
Thanks.
Anytime.
To the Zero Uprising.
All right.
All right. Guess we're done.